Why is there silence about children watching pornography? What's feeding that? What are we going to look at a situation in 15 years' time where we have another sleuth of allegations and lawsuits that children were not protected in the right places? So what's feeding the silence? It's I spoke to you about this off air a couple of days ago because I couldn't get it in. I couldn't understand why there's silence, so much silence about it. It's like as if the whole thing is a great big nuisance. Go away, leave me alone, I don't want to talk about it. And I've got clinicians coming to me that are working in organisations that are helping children in the prevention of suicide, and they're talking to them about pornography. They're talking to them about isolation. They're talking to them about parents not listening to them. And there is a huge issue here. And one of our aims in this series is to get this out there. Guys, this is happening. It may not be happening in your house, but it is maybe happening 3 doors down. And so I want you, Father Chris, to go to you first, and then Kilty, I'll go to you and Father Alan. But what is it about?
In the end of the day, there's something quite irrational about the silence. The most important question for me, and I'm not deflecting, but I will try to answer it, but the most important question to me is how can we speak up rather than analysing the root causes of silence. But certainly there are some root causes. One of them in Ireland that I'm obviously most familiar with from a pastoral point of view, we labour under this impression of the terrible, severe harshness of the past. And there's a terror of going back to anything that smacks of that, which brings a reluctance regarding clear, firm guidance on restrictions of any kind. There's also embarrassment. For all our openness and our having abolished prudery of any kind, we're as embarrassed as ever by certain things, and perhaps more embarrassed than ever by certain things. And we need to get over ourselves in that as well. And I think perhaps most importantly of all, we don't have, as a society, we don't have an agreed framework for understanding human sexuality. We did have, it was largely a Judeo-Christian one, broadly speaking, but we no longer have that, and we haven't replaced it with anything, and we're looking at a free-for-all, and we're kind of, I think, buckling under the weight of that absence. We don't have a clear set of guiding principles to offer to our children for their happiness and their flourishing. Better just to keep silent. And I think the silence it'll have to fall, but my question is, after how much suffering and how much damage? I'm not entirely sure what's at the deepest root of the silence, but we have to be speaking up. Another thing is really, if you go back to the experience of the Catholic Church when it came to, predatory abuse by clergy, that was a horrible sin and crime. It did untold damage. But what compounded it all was subsequent silence regarding individual abusers, and that's been seen in the analysis as more and more facts emerged over the years. Do we want another round of where it becomes more and more evident the harm that has been done? Do we want another round of accusations of terrible, damaging silence? Of course we don't, but we need to find a voice on this. We can't be kicking it down the road, putting it on an agenda, waiting to see what'll happen, checking which way the wind is blowing. We must be speaking up now. We must be speaking courageously, because what are we talking about? We're talking about little children here. We're not talking about abstractions.